So today we will discuss about plant tissues. Okay, plant tissues basically the plant tissues are of two types: meristematic and permanent tissues. Permanent. So firstly, we should understand what is meristematic. Okay, so meristematic tissues are the tissues that are having high power of division. They can divide. Okay, and permanent tissues are the meristematic tissues which has lost the power of division. They cannot divide. They are called as permanent tissues. Now, earlier they were meristematic, but now they are doing any particular function. So they are called as permanent tissues. Okay. Meristematic tissues are further divided into three types: apical, lateral, and intercalary. Okay. Suppose this meristematic tissues basically they are found at the growing region of the plant. Where they are found? Growing region of the plant. So growing region, if you consider any plant, so plant is having two parts. Okay, first the part that is in contact with air, that is called as shoot, and the part that is underground, sometimes this part is underwater also, like the plants that are found in water. So this part that is submerged part, it is called as root. Basically the cells at the root apical and shoot apical. Okay, they are what? They are meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues. Okay. Now if you will observe the plant, so basically the new cells are arising at the top of the plant, at the shoot top or at the root top. If the cell is increasing its height, so it means the cells present at the top, they are dividing continuously and the height of the plant is increasing, as well as the height of the root also increases. Why? Because newly formed cells are added at the top of the shoot as well as at the top of the root. Is that clear? So the cells basically that are present, or you can say the tissues that are present at the top of the shoot and at the top of the root, they are called as apical meristem. Okay. Now lateral meristem. For understanding this, you may make a diagram like this. Okay. Suppose this is a plant. Okay. So this is what? This is your apex, and the tissues present at the apex, they are what? Apical. Okay, like this, apical meristem, and the tissues present at the side of the plant, here at side of the stem, side of the root. Okay, these tissues, they are called as lateral. What they are called as? Lateral meristem. Due to lateral meristem, due to division of these type of cells, the width of the plant increases. Okay, the plant is increasing in height, and as the time passes, so that increases its width also. Yes or no? So the cells, the tissues that are present side by of the plant, they are called as lateral meristem. Is that clear? Yes. Okay. Now coming to the third part, that is intercalary. If you will observe monocot plant, basically, so monocot plant is made up of node and internode, like sugarcane, grass, bamboo. If you will observe, so this is what? Node region. This is also node region, and this is what? Internode. The distance between two nodes is called, or the region between two nodes is called as internode. So internode is not, this you can observe in monocot plant. Yes or no? But if you will observe dicot plant, so basically from where the branches and the leaves, fruits, these things are arising, that is called as node region. Are you getting it? Yes. Node and internode are found in both type of plant, no matter they are monocot or they are dicot. They are found on both type of plants. Okay. So, but if you observe monocot, so there are proper node and internode. But if you see dicot plant like mango, so there you will not see node and internode, like such type of divisions are there. But by you can think by yourself from where the branches are arising, the leaves are arising. So that area is regarded as what node, and the distance between that, the proper region between two nodes, is called as internode. Are you getting it? So the cells that are present nearby node, nearby node, yes or no? Nearby node, these cells are called as intercalary. These are called as intercalary. And what is the work of intercalary? Suppose if you are cutting any plant, or any plant is cut from here. Okay, so these intercalary, firstly, what is the tendency of intercalary tissues? So firstly they are dividing, and later on they stop their power of division. And whenever there is the requirement, suppose कि from this place any branch is required, so they will start dividing. Suppose if you cut it from here, okay, so later on another branch they will make. So their work is what? After performing their functions, they are stopping, and later on they again start their work. Okay, so these are intercalary. If I am summarizing, meristematic tissues are the tissues that are having power of division. They can divide. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And they, according to their presence, apical, lateral, and intercalary region, they are divided into three types, three parts. Okay, and apical means the tissues present at the apex of the root and shoot. Lateral, present at the side of the plant. Okay, and intercalary, meristem, that are present basically near the node region. Okay, so this was all about meristematic tissues. Okay, now we will talk about permanent tissues. Okay, so permanent tissues are the tissues, earlier they were meristematic, and now they have lost their power of division, and they are performing any particular function. Yes or no? Are you understanding what I am saying?
Yes, sir.
Permanent tissues are the tissues which have lost their power of division. They cannot make new cells. New cell, who can make new cells? Only meristematic tissues can make new cells. But permanent tissues, they cannot make new cells. Earlier they were having power of division, but now they have stopped. They have lost their power of division, and they are performing any particular function. Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So permanent tissues, if they are made up of only one type of cell, they are called as simple permanent, and if they are made up of more than one type of cell, they are called as complex permanent. If you see permanent tissues, so permanent tissues are divided into two parts: simple permanent and complex permanent. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent tissues are made up of only one type of cells. Okay, like if you see, so they are divided into three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Okay, simple permanent. Why they are called as simple? Because they are made up of only one type of cell. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
If the tissue is made up of only one type of cell, and it cannot make its copy, it cannot divide further, so it is called as simple permanent, like parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Okay, what is the difference between among all three? Parenchyma, basically if you will observe parenchymatous cells, so parenchymatous cells are having thin walled. If you observe, so that cell wall is what? Thin. And they are having what? They are having intercellular spaces. Thin walled, having intercellular spaces. Intercellular spaces and thin walled. Okay, basically their work is what? Earlier they were what? They were meristematic tissues, but now they are converted to permanent tissues, and they are made up of only one type of cell. They are made up of only one type of cell and having intercellular spaces. Are you getting it? They are performing any particular function, basically the function of storage of the food, or any particular function. If they are having chlorophyll, they may form chlorenchyma. Okay, they will perform the process of photosynthesis. If we talk about parenchyma, okay, so parenchymatous cells are what? Thin walled and having intercellular spaces. The types of parenchyma are chlorenchyma and arenchyma. Basically two types are given in your textbook. So chlorenchyma are what? Chlorenchyma that are making food, that are having power of photosynthesis. They are called as chlorenchyma. Chlorine word came from chlorophyll. The cells that are having chlorophyll in it and they are able to perform the process of photosynthesis, they are termed as chlorenchyma. And if you will observe chlorenchyma, they are what? They are thin walled and they are having intercellular spaces. If we talk about arenchyma, the arenchyma cells are what? Arenchyma cells are the cells that are forming air cavities. Okay, air cavities in aquatic plants, so that aquatic plant can float over the water. Okay, arenchyma. There are many types of parenchyma. If you observe, you will observe leaves, so epidermis, upper epidermis, lower epidermis. Lower epidermis is having stomata. That is also that is specialized chlorenchyma. Specialized parenchyma. Okay, so parenchyma means what? Any particular function. Suppose transpiration. What is transpiration? Loss of water from the aerial part of the plant. So that is stomata are involved here. So that is also parenchymatous tissues. Okay, so parenchyma basic work. If we talk about parenchyma, there is work of food production, food storage, many things are there. Okay, if we talk about cholenchyma, simple permanent are three types: parenchyma, cholenchyma, and sclerenchyma. So if we talk about cholenchyma, so cholenchyma are having what? No intercellular space, and lignin is deposited at the corners. Lignin, okay, like that. What is the work of cholenchyma? The work of cholenchyma is to provide flexibility to the plant. Flexibility. If you will observe any plant, so the plant is basically, it can bend, okay, but without breaking. So plants are very flexible, so that flexibility basically cholenchyma is providing them. Okay, if we talk about sclerenchyma, so sclerenchymatous tissues, basically they are found at the outer part of the plant. Basically they are involved in protection of the plant. Okay, and parenchyma and chlorenchyma are the living tissues, are the having made up of living cells. Okay, but sclerenchyma, they are made up of dead cells. Okay, yes, sir. And the same as cholenchyma, sclerenchyma is also not having intercellular spaces, but here lignin is distributed throughout the cell wall, so that it can provide protection to the plant. So this cell wall is that lignin is deposited throughout. Lignin is not what present at the corners only, but lignin is what? Lignin is distributed throughout the cell wall. Are you getting this? Yes, sir. Are you getting this? Yes. Okay. Okay. So if we talk about sclerenchyma, the cell wall is having deposition of lignin throughout. So these cell wall are thick. Are you getting it? Yes, sir. Thick walled and no intercellular space, and basically their work is to protect the plant from the outer environment. So permanent tissues are of two types: simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent are the tissues that are made up of only one type of cell. Okay, the types of simple permanent are parenchyma, cholenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma is further having two types, we can say, and it is having multiple types also. But here I have told you about chlorenchyma and aerenchyma. If they are performing process of photosynthesis, they are called as chlorenchyma, and if they are forming air cavities in aquatic plants or floating up the plant in water, so they are called as aerenchyma. Okay, their function is what? To perform any special particular function. Okay, and they can do photosynthesis as well as they can make cavities. Okay, air cavities. If we talk about chlorenchyma, their work is what? To provide flexibility to the plant. If we talk about sclerenchyma, their work is to provide what? Support, not support, basically protection. Protection. Basically, if you see bark, so bark is made up of what? Bark is made up of dead cells. So bark is also having sclerenchyma. If you see husk of coconut, so that is also made up of sclerenchymatous tissues. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
So we talk about cellular differences, how the cells are arranged. So here cells are having what? Intercellular spaces, thin walled. Here cells are what? Not having intercellular spaces, and lignin is deposited at the corners. Here if you see sclerenchyma, so there is no intercellular spaces, but lignin is distributed throughout the cell, so they are having thick walled. Okay, now coming to the second type of permanent tissues. Okay, that is what? Complex permanent. Complex permanent tissues. Complex permanent means what? Means it is made up of more than one type of cell. The example of complex permanent is xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. You already know xylem is involved in transportation of water and minerals. Water and minerals. Okay, and phloem is involved in the transportation of food. Food is basically what? Glucose, and there can be other food like organic food, anything can be there, but basically it is glucose. Okay, so mineral and water will be transported through xylem, and phloem will transport food. Water and minerals are taken from the root. Okay, the root is present, either it will be on ground or it will be in water. Okay, so the flow of water and minerals are unidirectional. Water and minerals are unidirectional, but flow of food, the food will be formed in the greener part. Basically, who will be forming food? Chloroplast. Okay, chloroplast is a type of plastid that is basically found in the greener part of the plant, including leaves and greener stems. Okay, so food will be formed in the greener part of the plant. From there it will be distributed to the whole plant and even to the roots also. So the movement of food is what? Bidirectional. Okay, but movement of water and mineral is what? Unidirectional. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
I told you why they are complex. They are called as complex permanent tissues because they are made up of more than one type of cells. If we talk about xylem, so xylem is made up of xylem parenchyma. Okay, xylem fibers. Okay, tracheids and vessels. Okay, so tracheid and vessels are the main you can say cells that are involved in active transportation of water and minerals, while xylem parenchyma is forming food and is providing food to the tracheid vessels, and xylem fibers basically they support. Okay, their work is what? To provide mechanical support to the xylem. Okay, now we talk about phloem. So same as it is made up of phloem parenchyma, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. Okay, and CO2 elements, and after CO2 companion cells. Okay, it is made up of four type of cells: phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers, CO2 elements, and companion cells. Okay, so four type of cells this xylem is made up of, and the same four different, four type of cells xylem is made up of, and four type of cells that phloem is made up of. The work of xylem is to provide water and minerals to the whole plant. Basically they are taking it from root to the all the parts of the plant, and phloem, that food is formed basically in leaves or the greener part of the plant, and that is transported to the whole plant including root also. So xylem is made up of four type of cells: xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers, tracheids and basal. Parenchyma will form food, perform process of photosynthesis. That will, xylem fiber will provide mechanical support. Tracheids and basals, basically they are actively involved in transportation of water and minerals. We talk about phloem. So phloem parenchyma, that will perform photosynthesis. Phloem fibers are the dead cells, or the xylem fibers are also dead cells. Phloem fibers are also dead cells. CO tube elements and companions, basically they are also dead cells, and what they are actively involved in the transportation of food. Okay, so if you want to compare, so tracheids and vessels are found in xylem, and in phloem CO tube element and companion cells are found in phloem. Is that clear? So it was all about the plant tissues. Do you want to ask anything here? Is there any problem?
No, sir.
No problem? Okay. Very, very thank you.